Welcome to Coffee and Taro with Mama T. My name is Theresa, and I am welcoming you in for a VR to Lady Cara Taro's latest hashtag, and it is called simply Bedside Decks. Which decks live beside your bed and why? And currently this is my bedtime basket, and I have probably more in here than I need, but that is what is currently living at my bedside. I do trade these out on a pretty regular basis, but I haven't done much of an update other than adding one of my decks of the month into the bedside basket, and also my runes decks that I got because I am trying to learn the runes. And so I have this one in my basket because, as I mentioned, I am reading and learning on this. This is the Green Glyphs runes by James Eads. And part of the reason why this is in my bedside basket is because it's very tiny, tiny typing in this booklet, and I wear progressive contacts, and they are pretty good for seeing things that are somewhat close up, as long as they aren't like super tiny like this, and seeing while I'm driving and seeing at my computer and that kind of thing. But if it comes to really small type, then I either need reading glasses or I need to wait to read that until my contacts are out. So this deck comes with these pretty little rune dice that are extremely substantial in weight. They're really high quality. I'm happy with this purchase, and I'm happy with the opportunity it's giving me to learn. But yeah, I have to read the little book at night. And these are the cards. And with these cards, there's nothing like super disturbing or troublesome to look at. Anyway, nothing too disturbing to review or see before bedtime, which I definitely don't want. Since this is something I am trying to learn, and learning things right before bed where it sinks into your brain is a great time to try to retain new information. So that's why this deck is there. I'll just take out my current pairing that I have been playing with. One of my decks for the month of February is the Taro dos Contos de Fadas. I am focusing on fairy tale decks for the month of February because it's the month of love, and it's my wife's birthday month, and she likes children's stories and things like that. And so I decided to focus in on these fairy tale decks. And so I look at this one at night and do brief readings at nighttime, do a nighttime poll. And I have been trying this deck out with multiple different pairings, and what I'm finding is that my favorite one is Memento Mori. Let me bring this down here. These just seem to have worked out really well together. I've enjoyed the readings that I've received with these two together, side by side. Okay, Seven of Cups and Future Past. The Ace of Cups and Passion Burns Bright. So anyway, I think these are going really well together, and I have enjoyed even lengthier readings that I've done with these two decks combined. Tea Time and the Ten of Pentacles. You Hold the Key and the Three of Pentacles. Choose to Be Present and the Page of Cups. Hold Space and the Five of Wands. Oh God, that's so funny. Such a funny Five of Wands. So anyway, I've enjoyed these together. And I have tried this tarot deck with multiple other pairings, but so far the Memento Mori has been my favorite. If you have other ideas of decks to pair with it, that would be super. I would love to see them. I have tried it with, for example, I've tried it with the Two Penny Oracle, Temperance and Secretiveness, the Four of Wands and Order, Strength and Imitation. They aren't the exact same style, obviously, but there is something about it that sort of works for me. The Nine of Swords and Olfaction, Hearing and the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Swords and Sighs. Anyway, I've tried it also with the Fairy Tale something or another, Fairy Tale Oracle, and this one I'm not a big fan of this one. So the Witch's Cottage, and we have the High Priestess, but she's depicted as one of the evil witches, which I'm with Kara. I'm not a fan of. I wonder about the choice of the author or the creator of using evil witches for the queens and the High Priestess. It just seems strange. I'd be curious to know what his own mother story is. Dragon and Ten of Swords. Okay, well that kind of fits. Page of Swords and Giant. They're facing the same direction anyway. So this one didn't really do it for me, so I moved on from that. And then I have tried it with the Lost Oracle, and the coloring certainly works. I do kind of like the coloring on the Lost Oracle with it, with the border color and the background color of most of the Lost Oracle cards. So Cup of Charity, Be Nourished with the Three of Cups. That fits. The Beacon of Fortitude, Ground and Connect with the Four of Cups. Okay. So this one was my second choice of a pairing for this deck. The King of Cups and Bounty of Happiness. Okay. Anyway, moving on. None of these made it to my bedside basket. What Memento Mori just seemed to work the best. So we are moving on now. Okay, next up, I have several that have been in my basket for quite some time. We've got the Happy Bedtime Mantras. I don't look at these every single night. My wife often goes to bed before I do, and so if she is asleep and has the lights off, then I won't turn on the lights to look at them. But if the bedside light is on, then I look at them, and then I just take the one off the top. I just look at the card, and then I flip it right side up on the bottom. Some of the ones that I've looked at. The moonlight clears all illusions and illuminates the truth. I contract my energy before reacting. I respond from a place of love and wisdom. I am decisive and in control of my circumstances. These are just nice affirmations. I'm abundantly connected to my authentic power. My shadow is not to be feared. I sit still in its darkness to awaken my light. So these are things that are, they're pleasant to review and look at before bed. It's a nice affirmation. Then I read the page in the guidebook to go along with the corresponding card, and it's just a nice thought to have before bed. So then the next thing that, similar to that, is the Dream Ritual Oracle cards that I have in my basket. These are designed, all of these dream cards that I have are, I'm very resistant to shutting off my mind and going to bed. There's so many more things that I want to accomplish during the day, so many more things to learn, so many more tasks to be done, and I just feel like there's not enough time in the day and that sleep is almost wasted time, which it's not. I know your body needs sleep, and I would benefit so much more if I had more sleep, but I find myself to be resistant to it. So I have gotten some of these kind of cards to put beside my bed to encourage me to awaken, to encourage me to go to sleep. And I find these cards to be extremely soothing, simple, and helpful to help me try to wind down and just go to bed. Close your eyes, Theresa. Go to sleep. So those cards are very pleasant to look at. The Dream Ritual by Theresa Cheung. Okay, then we have these cards here, also very comforting. This is a Comforting Wisdom Oracle, a cozy companion for life's journey. These are nice because there is a guidebook, but I don't feel like I need the guidebook because on the back side of the card, it gives you a little paragraph about the meaning of the card. So, and they are categorized. So we have dream, we have nurture, we have ground, just nice, comfortable, cozy things to review before bedtime. I edged mine in multiple colors. And then this one is the Arts of Dreaming Dream Deck. There are multiple cards in here that talk about tips for sleeping and dreaming and how to enhance your dream time and your sleep practices. So some nice handy tips in there in those cards. And then the rest of the cards have common images that people say that they've experienced in their dream time. And then what the potential, there's keywords on each card, and what the potential meaning of that dream might be is in the guidebook here. And so these just sort of encourage me to turn off my mind, fall asleep, ask Spirit to enhance my dream time so that I enjoy the whole sleeping process instead of resenting what I can't be getting done while I am lying prone and paralyzed and not doing anything other than resting and restoring my body. So that is in my bedside basket. One that I usually have in my bedside basket, but I have taken out because I was using it as a pair with the Mori Tide Taro, and I did that for a good portion of the month of January. It was just such a shocking surprise at how well they went together. This is called the Comfy Cozy Witch Oracle, and this has been a nice one to look at before bedtime too. It's soothing and cozy. I like cozy things before bed. Finally, one of my favorite pairings that I have shown on the channel before is Taro Landscapes and the Seed and Sickle. These have just really gone well together. I find these soothing. There's something about them that just, I just find dreamy. The readings have been really accurate, and there's just nothing too triggering or anything in it. So it's just nice to look at these before bed. So even if I get 10 of Swords, that's what it is. It's not something that is, like a scary image of somebody with 10 swords in their back. Anyway, they ever since these two decks arrived on the same day, and ever since they have arrived, they've either been sitting together in my bedside basket, or have been carted to work with me together, or they might be on my shelf, but if I reach for one, I just feel like I want the other one as well. So there's that, and I think that's it. I think that is it for my bedside basket. I am going to swap some things around and freshen things up. I will probably keep the bedside mantras beside my bed for a while longer. And one other one that I am planning on adding into my bedside routine that I just started reviewing. I've had it for a while, but I haven't done much work with it until it came up in my alphabetical order for my oracle for tomorrow. I'm filming this on Sunday, obviously, because you can tell I'm wearing my football jersey, and I'm not really much of a sports girl, but I'm playing nice. Playing along. Anyway, I am filming this on Sunday, and tomorrow I will be showcasing this oracle that I will probably shift into my bedside table, and it's called the Listening Oracle. I also used the prompts for my Sunday Oracle Soul Food and tarot tag that I just created that was posted earlier today based on the guidebook in this deck. So this is what the backs look like on these cards. And this is a deck that encourages the creative process. I just kind of like these. And so I'm probably going to move this over to my nightstand and look at these at night to help me with my creative process. I consider myself a creative person. I'm a writer. I've been a lifelong writer. I've never really done much with it. Mostly it's been for myself, and mostly I keep it to myself out of fear. And I'm trying to bust through that. And I think this oracle, based on the writing in the guidebook and the prompts on the cards themselves, I feel like these are going to be really good for journaling and reflecting on my own creative process. So this one is probably going to get shifted into the bedside basket. So thank you very much for the tarot tag idea, Kara. I love this. I hope other people will do it as well. I'm always looking for those kind of decks that are good to look at the end of the day, and so I'm interested to see what other people come up with as well. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up before you leave, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. It is free, and that way we can stay in touch, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye now.